What's going on, everybody? It's me and Chad back again. Thursday night football, so that means that we have our best bets of the night. Before we get into that, real quick, I just want to make sure everyone knows. Like, follow me on Twitter. NBA is a whole different ball game when it's happening every day, and we don't have any producers here at Men of Order Media. It's me and Chad. If it's not us making the thumbnails, setting the show up, doing the
That's right.
show, doing the research for the picks,
It ain't
it
happening.
ain't happening. So NBA is tough getting a show up on here every single day for me, at least right now. But I am gonna try to give out picks on Twitter every single day. So far, it's been 2 days of the NBA season, and we're up about $330 off of a $25 parlay and a $50 parlay. One of those was risk free, by the way. So
Guess
I
how
just
many
want to
of
make
those I actually took? Zero
zero.
of them.
But yeah, so
Yes.
so don't tell me today either because we're trying to stay hot here, Chad. And yeah, but like I said, just my
I
link
don't
is in
get.
the
I don't get
description
that
box.
fun.
It's at it's AG400. Make sure you're following there because, like I said, NBA picks aren't going to be on here on the YouTube every single day. But I am hot on Twitter right now. 2 parlays, 2 days. I'll take that any day of the week. We're
Props to
getting
you.
off to a nice start.
Yeah.
Um,
Props to
so I'm,
you.
I'm
And
gonna try
it's
to keep
my
that going.
it's my sacrifice for the community that I will just not make money off of these bets because I don't want to screw it up for everybody else. So that's my gift to y'all. Take it and run with it because I don't know how long I can do this. As soon as AG's streak is broken, I'm jumping back on the
Oh yeah,
bandwagon.
that's what I was gonna say. You'll have another chance once the streak
Yeah.
ends. But we're
Right.
two
Right.
we're 2 days into the NBA season. We hit two big
I don't want to
two
be the
big
one to
five
end
leg
the streak.
parlays.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm not
take it
going to be
all
the
day
one.
long. You know what I mean?
All right,
Can't
let's get
complain.
into it.
But without further ado, we got the New Orleans Saints plus 2.5 traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals over under 43.5 points. Um, Chad, where do you stand on this one? I like the Saints personally.
I do too, and so does my model. Like we were just talking about it before. I've been holding back on this because it's early, and this is a model that is strictly built off of taking performance from this season and trying to extrapolate towards outcome prediction for upcoming games. So obviously, with something like that, what you need is data. You need as many samples as you can get so that you can start building a model that actually converts into predictability. And only 5 weeks in, it was a little tough. Last week, I went 7-7 against the spread and 8-6 overall.
But that's
Not
just using the
not
model. That's like not
right, just using
that's
the
not like
model.
your thoughts, your
That's
picks. That's
that's
just
right.
seeing where the model stands.
That's
Yeah.
what the model did. If the model doesn't take anything else into consideration and only looks at past performance this
I
season,
don't know if
so
we
obviously,
both.
I think that's you. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's both of us. You glitched out on
It's
me.
just on my end. That's fine. Keep going there. My
Maybe I
bad.
don't know.
My bad. I
Yeah.
definitely glitched
So
out because
so
I didn't
so
have you
two of
either. So go ahead.
yeah. So two of those games, which I tell me where I could have had the data to support these two games going the way that they did. Pittsburgh beating Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay, and then the Jets beating the Packers at Lambeau. Like what? So those are two of the ones that I missed. If you take those two out, it's or if those two games go the way that they should have gone, that would have at least been a 10-4 straight up call. So anyway, and like I said, it's early, so that data now is in what goes forward, and so now I'm starting to be able to build a little bit better of an idea going forward, and we're going to track the progress and see how much more accurate it gets as we go forward. But yeah, I'm ready, and the model says this should be a tight one. So at the very least, I'm taking the Saints plus the points. I'm definitely going Saints plus 2.5, and I may even sprinkle on the money line.
Yeah, no, I'm with the Saints also. I feel like it's just a good matchup for them. I mean, they're sixth in yards per play. Arizona's defense 17th in yards per play. Convert, and the Arizona defense is allowing 40.6% on third downs, 18th in the league. Um, the one thing that I'm kind of scared of is New Orleans turns the ball over a lot. Arizona's defense is decent in takeaways. They're like middle of the pack. But yeah, I mean, I think those third downs and yards per play, I mean, that makes or breaks drives right there. So that's what I'm looking at. And I
Let me
think they'll be able to pull it out after that.
Yeah, let me address this real quick. So, yes, Jabari, we're still good. So, I'm going to tell you what happened. I talked to Cannon Hotep earlier today. So Aquarian Anarchy channel, Hotep Jesus' channel, Canon Hotep's channel, Papa Hotep's channel. I don't know how many other channels. We all got guideline strike and a 7-day ban because we played back in July this Jerome Davidson ad where it was like I don't know, it was some people in hoods and a dude with some protection to keep them at bay. That political ad was played on all of our channels, and we have all gotten dinged for that. So anyway, we won't make that mistake again. But anyway, so yeah, the Men of Order channel, we did not play that ad, so we're good. We're ready to go, and we're ready for some football. And I love the fact that you're bringing this. So a lot of times we talk about these either conspiracy theory angles or these weird sort of trends about like, wait, this line looks funny, maybe it's a trap. We look at those kind of things, but it's also good to bring just some like regular football stuff. Like, hey, these guys can't stop the run. These guys are unstoppable with the run. So seems like it's a pretty bad matchup for one team or the other. So
that's where the matchup is in this game. The Saints are 7th in rushing yards, but the Arizona defense is 7th in rushing yards allowed. That's where the matchup goes. But because of that, I'm looking at the New Orleans Saints passing game. I think they'll be able to drive down the field passing the ball if they do get stuffed with the run. So I guess we'll get into player props because we're both on New Orleans here.
So about that, Winston and Andy Dalton were both removed from the injury report for this week. So the Saints should be completely as healthy as they have been in a couple of weeks at the quarterback position.
We got Andy Dalton.
Helps. Yeah, Chris Olave is supposed to be back and healthy, and you know what I mean. So you've got.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm looking at remember what I said 2 weeks ago that I like Alvin Kamara a lot better when Andy Dalton's in the game rather than Jameis Winston. We're getting Andy Dalton again, and in 2 games this season with Andy Dalton, Alvin Kamara has 6 catches in both of those. We're getting Alvin Kamara over 4.5 catches at plus 125 on FanDuel. So I'm taking that. That's one of my top picks for the night. I love that play. I think they're gonna, especially if they have to get out of the run game. That's who they want to target. With Michael Thomas out of the game and Jarvis Landry out of the game, you're looking at Alvin Kamara next up for the most targets. Now,
what do you think about Olave and Marquez Callaway?
So you got Chris Olave, but you got Chris Olave, but he's going to be covered by Byron Murphy. Okay. So I didn't want to go there just because I think Chris Olave can hold his own. Can he get busy on him? Definitely. But can Byron Murphy shut him down like he did DK Metcalf last week? Definitely. So I'm going to stay away from that. I like AK at plus money here. But also, besides Chris Olave, you got Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway, and Juwan Johnson all with plus odds on their catches for like 3 catches or 4 catches each. So one of those guys is going to get it, but I don't think all 3 are. So I didn't know who to choose there, so I didn't. So I stuck with AK. But I did want to throw those out. Those would be solid angles too. If you have an angle on one of those, because Byron Murphy's going to be on Olave, one of those other guys, Andy Dalton's going to be looking at him. But I don't know. I'm going
to go with the Men of Order pick from. Shout out to Cyril for his article on the waiver wire pickups for this week. Marquez Callaway. I don't know what his number is, but if it's 2.5, 3 catches. And we're looking at
I think that's what it was.
300 plus 400 or something like that.
No, I think it was over 2.5 for plus like 100, 110, something like that.
Plus 110. Okay.
But it was plus money for 3 catches with Michael
like,
Thomas and Juice out. So
that's what I would hit. I'd hit Callaway because he's been a guy. Now the only thing is I'm not sure about. I know Winston likes Callaway. I'm not sure how well because he didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a terrible game last week.
Andy Dalton likes Traquan Smith.
Yeah.
Teams.
Okay. But that might be the route to go.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't want to pick one of those 3 and get fucked and end up picking the wrong one. So I went with the safe play. Alvin Kamara, 5 catches. He has 6 and 6 in his 2 games in his career with Andy Dalton at quarterback. Mark Ingram takes away from his carries here and there, but Mark Ingram is not a factor in the receiving game when Alvin Kamara is in the game. Mark Ingram has 6 catches this season. 5 of those were in games where Alvin Kamara did not play. So they're not looking at Mark Ingram to pass. So, anybody who thought, I'm scared about that part because they do share some reps, that's all running game pretty much. The pass catching back that Arizona has played so far was Christian McCaffrey. Now we know what he's capable of against any defense, but this is the week he had 9 catches out of the backfield. So I like this matchup here. And I also took Alvin Kamara for a first touchdown bet on MGM. BetMGM's offering a free risk-free first touchdown bet. So if I lose, I get my money back. But it's $25 to win 200 on at a plus 700 odds. So I took it, and if he loses, I'll get my next $25 bet, and I'll do a first touchdown bet on Sunday and hopefully hit that or something. But I do like Alvin Kamara because the Arizona Cardinals are 31st in first quarter points allowed, and they're also dead last in first quarter points scored. So that leads me to believe Saints first touchdown overall. So I'm only looking at the Saints. And in that case, I mean, you got Alvin Kamara. I like taking guys like that for touchdowns, especially first touchdowns, because they can get it either way. They can get it in the air, they can get it on the rush. So I like that either way. Chad, you got your kufi on. What's up?
Yes, I had to. That was me raising my hand. I got something to say. So here's the thing about these Thursday night games. Are you sure there's going to be a touchdown scored?
In this game, yes. In this game, yes. I said it on TikTok earlier in the week. Yesterday, actually, I said it on TikTok. We're looking at – there's some good trends for the over in this matchup, particularly. The over is 4-0 in the last 4 times these teams met in Arizona, and it's 6-2 the last 8 overall that these teams have met. And these are mediocre at best defenses and decent offenses, at least on paper. Cardinals haven't been playing well, but I like the over to hit in this one, I think, and there's definitely going to be touchdowns. I'm not saying the over is my play, but there's going to be some points here. But that's a good call though. But I do like the Cardinals to score first. I mean the Saints to score first. And if I got to bet anybody on the Saints, I'm taking AK in this one.
Yeah, my tinfoil goofy take on. I want to put the thing back up on the screen. My take on these boosts that a lot of times it's a sucker's bet. They're like, hey guys, we're gonna boost this. Like the other day, Monday night, it was what's his face, Justin Herbert. They boosted
Justin Herbert
his passing touchdowns. It was minus 800 for him to throw 1 touchdown. They said they were like, hey guys, we got a boost. Plus 100 on Justin Herbert to throw 1 touchdown. So guess what? If you put money on that bet, he did not throw a touchdown.
Now, if you tuned into Men of Order, Monday afternoon, you would have known that we're fading Justin Herbert for a reason.
Right.
And it worked out.
You did.
I just wish Hackett wasn't fading Melvin Gordon at the same time, or else we would have hit another parlay. But it's all good, man. We got NBA
that was
off
the
to a
only
hot
one,
start.
man.
NBA has made up for it so far. All right, let's get some structure here, though. So talking about the boost, right? We got DeAndre Hopkins boosted today for 60 receiving yards and a touchdown. So we know DeAndre Hopkins isn't getting 60 receiving yards or a touchdown. So who are we looking at instead?
I mean, they're really going in with his first game back. Like he's just going to come back and Kyler Murray's just going to light it up with him tonight. Like,
on a serious note, though, so what do we think about Kyler Murray now? I know you like taking the rushing touchdowns and yards with Kyler Murray a lot. In this game, I think it makes a lot of sense. We got all 3 of the Cardinals' top running backs injured. Benjamin, I think, is playing, but he's playing hurt to whatever level or extent that he might be hurt. I don't know, but he's playing. I think they might put the ball in Kyler's hands a little bit, let him run around a little bit without all their running back help. And
the receivers, having those receivers, and I'm not sure about like Rondale and some of the other. Like I know Hopkins is back, but if you got Nuke and you're drawing some coverage away, I can see it in the red zone where they get an opportunity for him to scamper in. I don't know what's the money on that one. What's the
4? I didn't. You cut out. I don't know what you just said.
For Kyler to score a touchdown, what's the money?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think it's worth taking a look at. I'm not taking it myself, but I wanted to throw that out there because I feel like it's the right situation for that. Especially if they get down the red zone. He's always due for one. He's never a bad pick, especially at quarterback for scoring a touchdown.
No, but you could definitely see some empty backfield in the red zone for them. I can
exactly
see that
where he scrambles around and whatnot. So we got those plays. The other thing I was looking at is Saints over 20.5 points. This is just kind of a gut feeling, and the fact that I'm already leaning for the Saints to win. I think it's They average 23 points per game, so it's not like they're one of the higher scoring offenses in the league, averaging 23 a game, and Arizona's giving up 23 a game. And like I said, with the third down and the points per play matchups, like that's how you sustain drives right there. We only need 3 touchdowns or a couple touchdowns, a couple field goals. So I'm going to take over 20.5 points for the Saints as one of my plays. The other thing I got is the fourth quarter over 13 total points. I love this play. The Saints are the second best scoring offense in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals are the third best scoring offense in the fourth quarter. And the Saints are the 30th worst scoring defense in the fourth quarter. I'm looking at a lot of points in the fourth quarter here. It might be off to a slow start with those first quarter numbers, but by the fourth quarter, they're both going to pick up some speed, and they're going to be getting the ball in the end zone.
So here's another play, too, on that is if this is let's say Arizona's got a small lead going into the fourth quarter, it's probably not a terrible time to look at what that New Orleans money line is and see if it's worth hammering that for a plus 400, plus 700, something like that. So anyway, that's just my take on that. I think I see the Saints winning this game. See them at least keeping it close, so you might be able to get a good spread at that point. Like if Arizona's up by a touchdown, you might actually be able to get plus 5 or plus 6 for New Orleans. They'll try to do something where they tease you to, like, hey, we won't give you as many points as they're down now, but we'll give you just under that. So basically, they have to win the fourth quarter. I think you're muted. You're muted.
My bad. Now, I don't know who's going to win the fourth quarter, though, based on that, because, the Saints are also a bad defense in the fourth. But the Cards are, like, average in the fourth on defense. But, I just think that there's definitely going to be points, no matter how they come. Over. 2 touchdowns is all I need. I'll take the fourth quarter over at 13 points. And with the two of the top 3 highest-powered fourth-quarter offenses in the NFL so far. Yeah. So I like that. Shout out to Natasha in the chat. Shout out to Big Mike Raider in the chat. What's going on, bro? We're pretty much winding down here, so go catch the replay, Mike. We're trying to stay hot with these NBA picks. Everybody go follow me on Twitter, like I said, because I'm going to put out some picks for tonight, too, for the NBA.
Do this so Big Mike Raider feels like he's at home. Throw Wasted Talent up on the screen. Up the top, right?
Shout out Wasted Talent. Shout out Raider Nation.
Shout out Raider Nation. That's right. Oh, shoot.
But, I almost
put my head back up there. All right.
That's all I got on this game.
That's
all I really liked. I don't know if you got anything else, Chad.
No, that's it. I just, it's I'm still waiting to see how this model plays out. And I think you were right. We talked about it before we came on. By week 10, this thing should start rounding into form. What I'm going to do is I'm going to track the progress to see how much more accurate it gets as the season goes on and we get more data in the model. We going on to the other games. You there?
I didn't catch any of that. I'm back now, but I only caught the tail end. I don't know what's up with my connection right now. I remember, Chad, I told you it took me like 15 minutes to get StreamYard going, and no matter what I hook up to, I don't know what's up. Maybe I need to delete stuff off my computer or something.
Y'all go subscribe to menoforder.com. Get us and start sending us some money so AG can afford to upgrade his internet.
No, I just gotta go read all Kamar's blogs. I gotta go read all the Kamar games.
That's right.
I gotta stop being lazy and figure my shit out.
Facts. Shout out to Kamar.
But hey, that's what we got.
Kamar's leading both. He's leading the college football picks and the NFL picks contest.
That's because he hits me up for picks every week. I never told anybody, but no, I'm just kidding. Let me not take credit away from Kamar.
Yeah, I got to get my picks in today before I miss it. So.
Me and Chad are both on the Saints tonight, plus 2.5. I am probably going to sprinkle the money line, but I might wait to see, how the game's going. I might not. I'm still thinking about it. I'm on the fence with that. I got Alvin Kamara over 4.5 catches at plus 125 on FanDuel. Alvin Kamara first touchdown scorer plus 700. Now that one's a risk-free bet. So, obviously take a first touchdown scorer bet with caution whenever if you're picking it on your own or tailing someone else. Right. Those are come down to luck at some points. I got the Saints over 20.5 total points. I got fourth quarter over 13 points total. We're looking at Kyler Murray rushing yards, Kyler Murray touchdown potentially. Saints first quarter money line might not be a bad play either. with those first quarter numbers I laid out earlier. And then look for somebody besides Chris Olave in the Saints passing game. I think might be smart to play against DeAndre Hopkins based on the boost and the fact that he's coming back on a short week. You got Robinson coming over in a trade on a short week, and you got Hollywood Brown out. So I mean, it might not be a bad idea, but I'm just staying away from the Cardinals side on this because I really think this matchup just favors the Saints. So that's why most of my plays are on the Saints side or a total. I probably would lean the over if I had to pick that too.
Well, so the other thing is too. So you got, in addition to the Hopkins thing, this is why another reason why I think it might be a setup. So he's going to have Marshawn Lattimore running all over the field.
Lattimore's out. Lattimore's
out. Is he out?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. It gets interesting then. He might be the only option that Murray has that he can rely on. I don't know.
It's him and Rondale Moore. And I guess I don't know if Robbie Anderson's suiting up. I didn't look too closely on the Cardinals side because I just don't think they're a good football team, and I think the Saints might take advantage of that tonight.
I might look at Robbie Anderson.
I don't think they're going to blow him out, but
yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Good stuff. Stuff.
We'll be back with player props. I'll do some more player props Saturday morning again, and then Sunday obviously we'll do our Sunday show. I might sneak in an NBA show tomorrow. We'll see how tonight goes. And other than that, we'll see you guys for sure on Sunday morning. Peace.
Word. Peace.